When I'm out camping, I love cooking out over an open fire, but sometimes there just isn't time for it. It would be nice to have a quicker option. I think that's it right now. Let me go check. There's also times when I'm out going for a nice long hike and I want something to eat, but I need to travel light. So I've been hearing about these freeze-dried meals. I came across Mountain House and figured I'd give it a try, but I decided not to do just one. I am going to do all of them, at least all of them they had in stock at the time when I ordered. Basically, I'm going to try them all, so you don't have to. I'm going to tell you what I think, and it's going to be my diet for the next week and a half or so. Now the question is, which one should I try first? Okay, added the water, stirred it up. I gotta wait 5 minutes, stir it again, wait another 4, and we'll see how it tastes. Okay, decided to go with the beef stew. Similar to beef stew that you let me get even in a can of soup. So it's really good. Okay, I tried the beef stew for lunch. Now for dinner, I'm trying the chicken fried rice. It tastes good, but I wouldn't say it tastes like chicken fried rice. If anything at all, I say it tastes like chicken and rice soup. If I was blindfolded and had to do a taste test and they asked me what flavor is this supposed to be, there is 0% chance that I would say this is chicken fried rice. Man, this is a beautiful morning. I tried the granola and blueberry, and it was actually, pretty good. I was concerned if it would get soggy with the water, but it tasted really good. Unlike some of the other meals so far, you don't have to have boiling water. So I just put some cold water in my jug, took it up here, watched the sunrise. I just had the mac and cheese for lunch, and my biggest issue with it was I followed the instructions, let it sit the appropriate amount of time in the boiling water, and the noodles were not fully rehydrated, so they're a little firmer than I would have liked. The cheese flavor, kind of similar to a box mac and cheese. Out of the handful of things I've tried so far, this will probably be what I'd be most likely to have again, because it's just hard to mess up, carbs and cheese. I did put some hot sauce in there. Hot sauce makes everything taste better. For dinner, chicken pad thai. The flavor is really good. The texture of the noodles is good. 100% recommend. Good morning. Getting ready to try the scrambled eggs with uncured bacon. The eggs taste okay. The biggest thing though for me is the texture. I don't like kind of wet eggs, kind of like if you're at a hotel and they have like that little quick continental breakfast and they have the eggs in that little warming pan thing. It can be a little kind of soggy and wet. That's kind of what it reminds me of. So I don't know if maybe I should put a little bit less water than what they suggest or what. Well, it's day 3 of the freeze-dried meal diet, and I got chili mac with beef. I did something a little different this time though. Instead of putting in the amount of water that was in the instructions, I kind of carefully poured it in, stirred a little, poured it in, stirred a little until it got to the right consistency that I wanted. So that way it wouldn't be as watery as the meals have been so far. And that's worked really well. And I also let it sit a little bit longer. So this time I let it sit a little longer and it came out, much better in my opinion. It's not too bad. Kind of reminds me of the pasta that you can get in a can, like the ravioli, Chef Boyardee kind of feel, but classier. I just finished up day 3, and I will say probably the biggest upside to this whole thing is that I've used 1 spoon in boiled water. It's basically a bachelor's dream. Maybe that's a new marketing tactic. Also the campers, but also guys that don't want to do any dishes or have any pots or pans or plates. Okay, the wind has been relentless the last 2 or 3 weeks, but I think I got a little bit of a break here during my lunch. I'm gonna try the chicken and rice. Um, it actually tastes a lot like chicken and rice soup that you would get out of the can, which means it tastes good. I like chicken and rice soup. The texture is pretty good. There was a few pieces of chicken in there where it still kind of had the freeze-dry kind of texture to it. This is a meal that I would definitely think would be satisfying after a long morning hike or if you're trying to warm up. It seemed like it's hearty enough. It has good flavor. I like it. Beef stroganoff. It's okay, but that being said, I have to say I'm not a big beef stroganoff person. I would never like go to a restaurant and order beef stroganoff. But some of the other meals so far, it kind of reminds me if you were to get, one of those higher end soups. Nothing wrong with soup.
It's the best. I love it.
If this video has been helpful, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss my next one. In the description, you'll find the list of all the meals that I ordered from Mountain House, along with a link. If you use those links to help support the channel, I appreciate that. Also, you'll see a link to merch like this, More Dirt, More Distance, hoodies, tees, and more. I'm eating on the go today. I have an errand to run during my lunch break, so I had to hurry up and just get out the door. I am gonna try chicken and dumplings. Let's see how it tastes. I really had to take a few bites of that one to really figure out what was going on with it. The actual, sauce or gravy that's in there tastes really good. Tastes like chicken and dumplings that you'd be familiar with. My biggest issue is with the dumplings. Kind of tastes like soggy croutons. So some of them tasted that way, and then some of them tasted more like what I would expect a dumpling to taste like. But some of those just aren't right. So this is probably the most disappointed I've been in all the meals. I'm really looking forward to trying that ice cream sandwich. I'm gonna save that one for last. So keep watching so you can see how I feel about the ice cream sandwich. Tonight's special is Italian. Fusilli pasta with Italian sausage. Let's check it out. It smells really good. That's one thing I will say about all these meals so far. They've all smelled delicious. This is also really good, and I'm not even a huge fan of Italian sausage. Good job. I just finished up the scrambled eggs with ham, and I put a little bit less water in there so it was better, but I just still can't get with the texture and just how much liquid is in there. So far the breakfast isn't for me. Still got the breakfast skillet to go, and we'll see how that tastes. For lunch, I'm having Mexican style, am I saying this right, adobo, rice and chicken. I was getting nervous when I have to order at a Mexican restaurant because I know I'm just gonna butcher the name, so I was like, just give me the number 5 combo. Well, the flavor was really good. The only issues I had were some of the ones I was having with other meals. Is there was a bite of chicken in there that was really good, and then there was a bite of chicken where it was a little tough from the freeze drying process, I imagine. There was also a pinto bean in there that was a little on the hard side. Just had the pasta primavera, and I can just say I thought it was okay. Don't have anything bad to say about it. Don't really have anything good to say about it either. Good morning. I have my last breakfast here. The breakfast skillet with shredded potatoes, scrambled eggs, sausage, peppers, and onions. And I hope it is good. I am starving. The last 2 scrambled egg meals I just couldn't get with. So we'll see how this one does. Actually, this one is significantly better because, like I said, my problem with the last 2 scrambled egg meals. It was just too wet and watery. But this one has potatoes in there, and I think that's absorbing some of that water. So it is quite a bit better than the last two. For lunch, I'm having yellow curry chicken with rice. The flavor is really good. The rice came out really well. It has a little bit of a kick of spice on the end though, so if you don't like spicy foods, you might want to be careful about that. I wish I had some naan to go along with this. Whew, that curry did not sit well, if you know what I mean. I'm not sure if I'd want to eat that and then go on a long hike. Risk it if you want. Okay, for dinner, Italian style pepper steak. The steak actually tasted really good. The texture of it was right on. The texture of the rice was also really good, but there's something in there I just don't like. I can't put my finger on what the herb or whatever the spice is. That just isn't for me. So I think this might be just come down to personal choice. There's nothing actually wrong with it. My plan was to save the ice cream sandwich as the last thing to try. And I have one more meal that's gonna be lunch for tomorrow, but I just can't wait. I'm super curious. Let's see what it says here. This is a vanilla ice cream sandwich. Yes, this is a real ice cream sandwich with real vanilla ice cream between two delicious wafer cookies. You'll be astonished by the taste. So it's ready to eat. Nothing need to do to it. Let's see how it tastes. Here's a little closer look at it. Actually, yeah, it tastes good. Nice way to take care of your sweet tooth. I guess it kind of reminds me of when I was a little kid in elementary school. Back then, the astronauts and the shuttle launches were such a big thing. I remember them letting us try astronaut ice cream, which I believe is just freeze-dried ice cream. And that's kind of what it reminds me of. I made it. It's the last day of the freeze-dried food diet, and I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but all in all, it wasn't too bad. There was nothing that was horrible. Some things that were really good, some things that just weren't my particular taste. So the last meal is chicken teriyaki. That'll be my lunch for today. That's pretty good. I can definitely taste the teriyaki. I would have it again. If this video has been helpful, check out this video and I'll have some more great content for you to watch.